While some rappers just make up stories for clout, others actually live the life they rap about. Here's a few rappers who've been either accused or convicted of murder. Straight Dropp. Straight Dropp is an up-and-coming rapper from Memphis, Tennessee, who was recently identified as a primary suspect in the murder of young Dolph. On January 5, 2022, U.S. Marshals, Memphis Police, Crime Stoppers, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations announced they was offering a $15,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of 23-year-old Justin Johnson, aka Straight Dropp. Johnson is wanted in connection with the murder of Adolph Thornton, aka Young Dolph. Straight Dropp has a long list of prior offenses. In January 2017, the rapper was involved in a shooting that injured 3 people at Billy Hardwick's All-Star Lanes in East Memphis. A fight broke out at the bowling alley, and the rapper grabbed an assault rifle and fired into the crowd, hitting 3 people. In May 2018, he drove a Dodge Challenger into a gated apartment complex near Memphis Airport and refused to leave. When the police pulled up, they found a loaded gun and weed in the car. He pled guilty to aggravated assault charges related to the bowling alley shooting and ended up doing some time in Louisiana from March 11, 2019 to May 25, 2021. He originally pled guilty to 5 years, but was released early for good behavior. Just a few months later, he was allegedly involved in the murder of one of Memphis's biggest rappers. Police have been on the hunt for whoever was responsible for the murder of young Dolph ever since he was shot and killed back in November. Dolph was in town for Thanksgiving and was hosting an annual turkey giveaway in his old hood. The rapper pulled up to one of his favorite local spots, Makita's Cookies, a place he often went to when he was in town. But what he didn't realize was that someone was following him. As he got out of his signature camouflage wrap Corvette and walked into the store, 2 masked gunmen came up behind him and started shooting to the bakery, leaving the 36-year-old rapper dead. Dolph was well known in Memphis and loved for giving back to his community. Fans and spectators were quick to get on the internet and start sharing theories and trying to solve the case. A few days after the murder, the getaway car used by Dolph's killers was found in an abandoned home on the 1100 block of Bradley Avenue. The same car was also linked to a separate shooting that happened a few days before Dolph's murder. Just 24 hours later, a man was shot and killed at the house next door to where the car was found, leading many to believe he may have been murdered for contacting the police. Fans were quick to connect the dots and found a music video of Straight Dropp rapping in front of the home on Bentley Avenue. Plus, one of his associates, a rapper named CEO Bobby, was also seen in music videos and Instagram posts with a white Mercedes that looked similar to the one used in the murder. A week later, police arrested CEO Bobby for possession of a controlled substance, as well as manufacturing, delivery, and selling. Many have speculated he's also being questioned over the murder of young Dolph, but no official charges relating to the murder have been brought against him. On Saturday, January 8th, Straight Dropp got on social media to announce that he was turning himself into police. He also posted a news clip talking about the case that landed him in prison to address rumors going around that he was released early for cooperating with authorities. But even though he's turning himself in, he maintains his innocence and claims he was falsely accused. More info on this case will likely come out once he's been processed, so stay posted for updates. J Stash. J Stash is a Florida rapper who recently made headlines after killing his girlfriend while her 3 children were in the house and then killing himself. Around 7:15 a.m. on New Year's Day, police responded to a possible domestic violence call at a home in Temple, California. When they arrived, they found a 27-year-old woman and a 28-year-old man who were unresponsive and later pronounced dead at the scene. The female victim sustained multiple gunshot wounds, while the male victim's wound was self-inflicted. 3 children, ages 5 to 11, who were believed to be the woman's kids, were also removed from the home. They wasn't physically injured, but were present at the time of the murder. News started going around online that the male victim was rapper J Stash, who killed his girlfriend Jeanette Gallegos, who worked as a dancer at a popular strip club. J Stash was born in New York City, but grew up mostly in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He dropped out of high school at 16 and later moved to New York to become a rapper. In 2014, he turned himself in to face charges of domestic violence. He was accused of hitting his girlfriend, Danielle Faden, multiple times in the face and body at the Bushwick apartment they shared for about a year. According to Danielle, they was arguing when he began beating her, cutting her lip and nose, and giving her a black eye. Right after the argument, he got on a flight to Japan, but continued to text her claiming he'll destroy her even more than he already did. He later turned himself into authorities to face charges of criminal obstruction of breathing and assault. The rapper denied the accusations and said he broke up with her before the fight and only let her back in the apartment because she was homeless. While he was sleeping, she went through his phone and found out he'd been seeing other women, so she started attacking him in his sleep. He admitted to striking her, but only in self-defense, and then called his mom, who supposedly calmed the situation. The case was dropped a few months later after police found inconsistencies in the victim's story, but it's also rumored that J Stash's mother is a lawyer who funded his defense and helped shut down the case. After that, J Stash continued on with his rap career. He started his own record label, Relax Records, and signed to Rich the Kid's Rich Forever Music in 2016. That same year, he released his debut project, Hood Rich, but he never managed to achieve mainstream success and was mainly known as an underground rapper. He and Jeanette had been dating for the last few months and living together for the past few years. It's not clear exactly what led to the altercation that resulted in this tragic murder, but it seems like the rapper was jealous of her career as a topless dancer and OnlyFans content creator. He supposedly accused Jeanette of cheating on him and had been waiting for her to get home from the club that night. It's a tragic story that could have been avoided if J Stash had the power to just walk away, but instead, he acted out of anger, and his final moments will be how he's remembered forever. Plus, her 3 kids will be traumatized and have to grow up without their mom. R.I.P. to Jeanette Gallegos. Shorty. Shorty's a rapper from Jacksonville, Florida. He's from the north side of Jacksonville, the same hood as Fulio. The north side of Jacksonville has a rough reputation, and Shorty's been in the streets since he was 14 and caught a case for attempted murder and carjacking when he was only 16. He was facing a lot of time, but ended up beating the case because he's just a juvenile, but he still spent a few years locked up and came home at 18. He and Fulio are affiliated with some of the same people, but they also have problems in the past and have dissed each other online and in songs. Shorty dropped a diss track called Fulio, where he accused the rapper of hyping up the beef and making it harder for the rest of them who was still in the streets. But recently, they put their problems behind them and stopped dissing each other. On March 19, 2020, Shorty was a victim of a shooting that injured him and killed his girlfriend. 17-year-old Anandi Weish was dropping the rapper off after a date in Jacksonville's Sherwood Forest neighborhood when a gray vehicle pulled up in front of her car and two dudes got out and started firing an AK-47. Anandi, unfortunately, passed away, and Shorty was treated for non-threatening injuries. Police later arrested 16-year-old Xavion Porter and 21-year-old Roland Ball in connection with Anandi's murder. Text messages show that Shorty was a target and his girl got caught in the crossfire. Both men are documented members of a rival gang, and the shooting was said to be retaliation for the murder of 20-year-old Daquan Saxton. Now it looks like Shorty's being accused of murdering a rival gang member who goes by the name 187 No Face. 187 No Face is cool with Spinna Benz, a rapper affiliated with Young & Ace and ATK. He had a verse on the controversial song Who I Smoke, which features several disses of dead members from KTA, including one of Shorty's close homies, Bibby. 187 No Face and Spinna Benz was in a Dodge Challenger when someone started firing at them from a small dark SUV that resembled a Range Rover Evoque. 187 No Face suffered a gunshot wound to the head. After the shooting, Spinna Benz and another associate ran into a nearby gas station before getting back into the car and driving to UF Health Hospital, where No Face was pronounced dead. Police later spotted a vehicle that matched the description of the one using the shooting. They began tailing it, leading to a high-speed chase before the vehicle crashed into a pole. Two suspects got out and tried to run away, but were eventually caught. The two men were identified as Shorty and another local rapper named LaCraca. Shorty was brought to Duval County Jail, where he's currently being held without a bond for second-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted murder, among other charges. If convicted, the rapper faces the possibility of the death penalty, but it's still not clear if police have solid evidence other than the fact that his car matches the description of the one using the shooting. More updates are likely to come out as the case progresses, so tap in for updates. Yay Jordan. Yay Jordan is a rapper from Detroit, Michigan. He was best known for the track Strap featuring Chief Keef and YNS Cheeks and was affiliated with Keith's Glow Gang label. But just as Ye's career was starting to heat up, he was arrested for a murder that happened at a Detroit nightclub. On September 20th, 2014, Ye was at the Deja Vu nightclub when he got into an altercation. During the argument, the rapper allegedly started letting off shots, hitting several people and killing one. After the shooting, Ye went on the run to avoid being captured and was put on Michigan's most wanted list, but he eventually turned himself into authorities about a month later. Before turning himself in, he made a video proclaiming his innocence. In the video, he started saying, "ATF outside, they got me. I'm innocent, I ain't do shit. I'm gonna take it like a man, hold me down."
ATF outside, they got me. I'm innocent, I ain't do shit. I'm gonna take it on the chin like a man, here I come, hold me down.
He was originally offered a plea deal, but turned it down and decided to take it to trial instead. He tried to question a piece of video evidence that was crucial to his conviction, but the jury found him guilty and he was sentenced to 33 to 60 years in prison. So, unfortunately, Ye's rap career was crushed before it really took off. Ksoo. Ksoo is a rapper from Jacksonville, Florida, who's affiliated with ATK and Young & Ace. He was Ace's right-hand man and one of ATK's top shooters before he was arrested and charged with 2 separate homicides. According to police, Ksoo is responsible for the February 2019 murder of Adrian Garner, aka Bibby, and the January 2020 murder of Charles McCormick, aka Lil Buck. Ksoo's brother, a rapper who went by the name Boss Goon, was shot to death in January 2019 after performing at the Paradise Gentlemen's Club. Ksoo's father, Abdul Robinson, was also hit in the back during the shooting, but survived. Just a month later, 16-year-old Bibby was shot to death in the Hilltop Village apartments in northwest Jacksonville. Bibby's the younger brother of Fulio, and he's believed to be another casualty in the ongoing war between ATK and KTA. Only a month after that, a gunman opened fire on Queso, Young & Ace, and other members of ATK at a hotel in Brunswick, Georgia, killing a 30-year-old man named Jeremy Brookins, aka Rollo. Then, Lil Buck, a rapper from KTA, made a song called Young Show Off where he dissed Boss Goon. On January 25th, 2020, Lil Buck was shot and killed at an Arlington shopping plaza on 7001 Merrill Road. An officer who was in the area said he witnessed Ksoo standing over Lil Buck, shooting him multiple times while he was on the ground. In September 2020, both Ksoo and his father, Abdul Robinson, was arrested in connection with the murder of Lil Buck. Ksoo was charged with murder, and Abdul was charged with accessory after the fact for helping his son and other men involved in the shooting. While in jail fighting the Lil Buck murder, Ksoo was also charged in connection with Bibby's murder. According to the arrest warrant, Rollo, the man killed at the hotel in Georgia, was also with Ksoo on the day Bibby got killed. Police recovered evidence from social media tying Ksoo to the murder. He posted a video of Lil Buck rapping to his story with the caption, "Bye bye," and a waving hand emoji. He also posted a video to his story that showed himself at a nail salon with the caption, "Kill a then get my toes done." Ksoo has maintained his innocence, but he's still locked up fighting his case. It seems like another example of a rapper who still had one foot in the streets and thought he could get away with talking about real crimes in his music and on social media, but it eventually caught up to him, and now it seems like he'll be lucky to avoid doing life in prison.